minds. I've been putting these things up. Nobody's been complaining. So we'll do it. Okay, then welcome back then, guys. Thanks for joining us. It's starting to look like now we'll be doing this for the whole semester. It's fine by me. I'm kind of enjoying it, actually, to be perfectly honest with you. Anyway, we'll get started. Going to just basically finish off the phonetics part of what we've been doing. We've been talking about, communication, essentially, how words work. Words have sound, grammar, meaning. We're kind of thinking about, animals. Do animals have grammar? Getting you to think about stuff like that. We've been talking about the fact that words are signs, and there are different kinds of signs. Indexes, icons, and symbols, right? And have a little bit of a review on today's quiz, which will be going up a little bit later. I'll put the quiz up later with a link to the video. So, that's that. Anything else? I think no. And we're just going to go through a quick, as we talked about sound, we're going to kind of look at sound a little bit today. Finish it off, and I probably try and finish a little bit early today, and then give you a chance to do the quiz. Because thanks for doing the quizzes, by the way. But it's taking people quite a long time to do those quizzes, so I think I'll give you a little bit of free time at the end of today's class to get started on that. Quite a lot of you taking about an hour to do that, so seems fair. And I think the school doesn't want us to use the Wi-Fi too much, right? So we might finish a little bit early if we can. Okay, then. So I'll get started. Let me just share the screen. I was a bit scared doing this with this class for some reason. I don't know what it is, but the this class with lots of people has a few problems sharing the screen. Don't know why that is, but anyway, let's hope for the best. If it goes wrong, don't blame me too much. All right then. So let's get rid of that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. Right. And I'm just going to do, this is just phonetics. It's kind of the early days. We're thinking about how language works. And we've been doing a quick review of international phonetic alphabet symbols. Most of them are very easy, right? So, for example, you've got things like P, T, K, B, D, G. It just looks like normal, right? It just looks like ordinary alphabet, and pretty much, the same sounds. P, pi, tie, key, B, die, and so on, right? G, M, N, F, right? Far. There's a slight variation in some of these, like far has different, the F in far has a different way of writing it. There's two possibilities, but we'll try and keep it simple as much as we can. If we look at the, those ones like pi, tie, key, B, die, and so on, right? What is that there? Guy, my, night, far, very, lie, why, high, sigh, zip. Those are all basically the same. Oops, hang on, what's this? Where do I get that from? Oh, here, okay. Somebody coming in. Okay, what's happening? I didn't want to do that. Let me come out. Let's come out for a second. If you look at those, oops, here we go. So people coming in a little bit late. Here we go, no problem. And if you look at the, where is it? What have I done now? Okay, here we are. Should I do it? Okay. If you look at these, some of these, okay. Why do I keep doing that? I don't want to do that. Some reason it doesn't. It keeps messing me up. All right. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyway, let's go back in. Right. All right. Here we go. If you look at some of these, right, the P, it's not okay. It's not helping me, is it? Okay. Once I do this, then it won't let me do it again. All right. I don't know what it is. No idea. Obviously, you know, it seems to get a few problems when you get a lot of people in here. Seems to create a few problems. If it's small numbers, it's not a problem. But someone when there's lots of people, it does create a few difficulties. Can I just check? Everybody hear me okay? Can you hear okay? No problem with sound? Sound is all right? Okay, good. Yes, seem to be all right. Okay. So hopefully that's about it. Let's go back in here. All right. No, I don't want to. Okay. So we've got these PT, they just sound exactly the same pretty much, right? If you look at some of these consonants, right, pi, right? If I take my so-called pop screen off here, right, for a second, see me doing this? There's my microphone. If I go P, Peter Piper picked a peck, right? And then I put it up and I go Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, right? So you can hear very clearly, and this is better, right? This is much better than being in the classroom, actually, because it's much easier to hear, I think, right? I go, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, right? And then I go, Peter Piper picked a peck, right? It's annoying, isn't it? You get that funny noise, like the air, right? The air hitting the microphone, right? Peter Piper, like that. And the same thing with T, right? So if you go ta 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 ta, you get the same kind of thing. Not quite as much, but it's still there. There's kind of a blast of air, right? And then if you go, you know, ka ki kuke ko, you can hear the air hitting it, right? Whereas in B, not so much, right? Beta, bita, bipa, pick. If you don't hear it there, right? But you get that kind of funny air hitting the microphone. We call it aspiration, right? It's aspirated is what we actually say in that case. I don't know if I can actually write this down safely. Let's try. I'm going to give it a try. Okay, here we go. We say that certain consonants are aspirated. And all that really means is the kind of breathy, right? You get some breath, right? So Peter, oh, it's horrible, isn't it? Yeah, it's really annoying. That's why I have this pop screen here, right? Pop screen. You hear the difference there, right? So basically, because certain consonants are aspirated, right? They're aspirated, which means they come out with some breath. Now, oops, have I lost it? I have, haven't I? No. For some reason, I don't know what this is. It doesn't like me staying in there very long, where am I? Ah, hang on. So why is that then? Seems strange. Just let's get out of there. Oh, I see. Not for some reason I'm not getting the. Oh, weird. Anyway, for some reason it doesn't show me the. It's only this class I get that, right? Don't know what that is. When we get a lot of people in, for some reason it just hides my mouse. So anyway, talking about like aspiration, and you can see with some of these consonants, p, t, k, right? They're going to be kind of very heavily aspirated, but a little bit, but not so much, right? You can, if you try and make some of these sounds, right, do a p, but try not to aspirate it, right? So if I go, for example, p, right, that's very strongly aspirated. Then I try and do it without aspiration. Pa, 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 right? It's very difficult, right? It's very difficult for English speakers to do that. But some languages, right? Some languages, they have a different consonant, one aspirated and one not aspirated. Now I'm going to risk it again here, right? Take a risk. And I'm going to use the little thing here, right? Now some of these things, they might have a P like that, right? And then they might have a little H like that, right? Right. So then, for example, you might get something like this. Pi, right? Pi. That's the ordinary use of alphabet, ordinary spelling pi there. And you get this little H, right? Little H, the aspiration there to give you pi. Right? And you can actually hear that little explosion, right? Plosives, they're actually called plosives, because there's a little explosion. Oh, I've lost it. I've lost it, haven't I? Okay. Just doesn't like me doing it. Don't know what it is. Okay, you get a little explosion going on when you make that sound. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, and so it really doesn't like me using. It doesn't like me using that function with a big class for some reason. But anyway, we get the idea, right? Some consonants in English and Japanese, right? I mean, if you go, I mean, if I say, say I'm speaking Japanese, I go papi pupepo, right? Papi pupepo. I mean, the interesting question would be like, is it the same, right? Do you get that? Right? If you speak Japanese and you do something like papi pupepo, right? Do you get that explosion? Right? Do you get that explosion when you speak? I mean, try it maybe now. Like you put your hand in front of your mouth or something like that. Papi pupepo. Can you feel, right? If you speak normally, speaking Japanese, can you feel that papi pupepo, that explosion, right? So when I do it, papi pupepo, it's quite big, right? It's very difficult. It's difficult for me not to do that, right? I kind of have to do that. I'm used to it. That's the way I speak. That's why I need this pop guard, right? There's a pop guard, pop, right? Pop guard there. So the question is, when you speak Japanese, is it the same? Do you get that explosion? Right? Is it basically the same thing? I think it probably is, right? I mean, I suspect there's no difference, right? So in other words, when it comes to English or Japanese, there's probably going to be no difference between English and Japanese with those particular sounds. So in other words, the pa in pie, right? The pa in pie, and I don't know, the pa in papiko, for example, right? Right? Is going to be the same, I suspect, right? And then if you get the same kind of sounds, kakikukeko, for example, right? You get a explosion there. Key, right? It's a different kind of explosion, right? Pie, key, right? And that's related to the sound of the position of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, and so on. But is it any different in Japanese? Or if you make this, so kakikukeko, do you get kakikukeko? If I do it, I can feel the air, ka, like that, right? Do you get that? Is it the same, right? In other words, is the consonant basically the same in English and Japanese? Now, I think it probably is, or very, 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 very close. But some languages, right? Some languages have a different consonant. So they have one aspirated, for example, like a normal pi, and then they might have one unaspirated, like a pi, right? Which is very difficult to do for me. Yeah. So aspiration and aspiration. Now, if you want, you can write that with a little h, right? But I mean, we're not going to bother with that. There's no point, right? It's kind of a waste of time because, we know, right? All of these consonants are normally aspirated in both English and Japanese. So it doesn't make any difference. But the phonology of some languages, like Indian languages, for example, have a real clear distinction between the aspiration and the non-aspiration. So that's kind of, worth knowing about. Okay. Anyway, that's how you write pie. So you've got the normal, right? You've got the normal spelling of the word pie, the pie that you eat, and it'd be written like that, right? So it's this little p and then an ordinary a, shall we say, and a very small capital I for e, right? For not e, right? So not particularly wide. Doing that, e, not doing that, right? It's kind of flatter type of sound. So pie. Okay, it's easy, right? It's pretty much the same sounds in Japanese, right? And then you get things like tai, which is going to be like that. Ki, like that. Ki, right? So then it's e. It's the difference between ship and sheep. Ship and sheep, you know that one. Very famous. Now, as I say, if you want, because it's English, you can say there's a little h, like a tiny little h in these positions here. I'm afraid to use the thing. Shall I try it? Shall I try it? I don't know. I'm always going to regret this, I know. I used to use the mouse anyway, shall I? So you can have a little, no, let's use it. Let's do it. Live dangerously. Okay, so you're going to have this like an H, not there, but here. Actually, get rid of that. Okay. Little H here, yeah? Just to show that it's aspirated. Yeah. So that kind of, so just after the tiny little H, just so you get pie, right? So you get that poppy explosion. But as I say, we're not going to bother with that because it's always there. Who cares, kind of thing, right? The phonology of English and Japanese means that there's no difference, right? We don't have an unaspirated form, so we just don't bother with it. Okay, anyway, let's move that on. Whoops. B, and so on. So you can aspirate them if you want, like a P and B, right? Is B aspirated? B, little bit, right? What are you going to do about that, right? It's a little bit aspirated, isn't it? Right? And some sounds are slightly less aspirated. Is Japanese, whoops. No, I got a problem. Okay, I'll go out again. It's like, is English and Japanese aspirated to the same extent, right? I mean, if you say pie in English and have the same pie sound in Japanese, is it the same amount of air coming out, right? Is the aspiration the same? Anyway, it's it's a small thing, and we're not going to worry too much about that. Okay, let me go into the screen share again, and okay, here we go. Then you've got things like guy, my, lie, and so on. Night. These are not aspirated very much, of course. Okay, so it's a question of how much. We're not going to worry about that, right? Don't bother with it. Far can be like that. For example, far in English, far. How far is your house? How far is your house from here? How far is your house from here? So you can hear the little R before a consonant. Far, right? Far, far, far in the US English. So again, you got this little R. The little R in the UK indicates that after the R, you may get an sound before a consonant. It's very far. I just say it's very far. But you could say, how far is your house? How far is your house? You can hear it then. Slowed it down there. In US, American English, nearly all American English dialects have this R sound. It's very far. It's very far. But notice you have to have the R sound, right? Far. It's very far. Right? You've got to have the R sound. You can't go, it's very fur. That's no good, right? Sounds terrible. Don't do that, right? That is my car, right? That is my cur. Sounds terrible. Okay. Okay. Very and so on. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of review of stuff like this. The funny little mark at the beginning of very here. Yeah. Very. E. It's kind of, flat. Sheep. Very. Very. You don't have to say that really. There's variations. Of course, some people make this like a flatter I, capital, small capital I. Some people make it E more kind of flatter, like in sheep. The little mark at the beginning here indicates primary stress. It's going to be in the quiz. Stress, primary stress. The first syllable, very, very. There's two syllables. Syllable, syllable, syllable. Okay, it's going to be in the quiz later. Okay, so it's two syllables. The first syllable is stressed. Okay, it's in the quiz. So the first syllable is stressed. Very. Okay, that's like the mark at the top. The mark at the top indicates primary stress, the main stress. Okay, so very. There's actually only one. There's two syllables, so only one is stressed. Sometimes there's a main stress and the secondary stress, the primary stress and the secondary stress. We'll come to that later. Okay, way is like that, right? Way, rather than E. It's the difference between ship and sheep. Okay, shall I risk it? I'll risk it. I'll take a chance. Let's have a look. So let's say if we go, for example, here, the very E is like the E in sheep. I've lost it already, have I? And then the, yes, got to immediately lose it. And then the way, it is more like the it in ship. All right, so you got the, so you got the E in sheep and the it in, oops, and the it in ship. Oops, that's no good. I'm going to mess this up big time if I'm not careful. Okay, where are we? Now I'm losing it completely. Oh no, I knew this would be a problem. I should have never done that. Okay, okay. Okay, right. Can I find the mouse? Oh, it's going to give me a mouse. No, it's not. It doesn't give me a mouse. That's not much use, is it? Why would you do that to me? Anyway, right. Let's get rid of that if we can. And now, how do I get out of there? Okay, so let's see if I can just keep going. So let's go here. Maybe just leave it. Let's hope it'll be all right. Hi, yeah, like that. So again, hi is like the ship, sigh, fizz, and so on. Zip. F is slightly different. Oh, I got the mouse back. Great. Why is that? I don't know. I've lost it again. And then the fizz F. We're just going to do an ordinary F, right? Sometimes there's another way of doing it, right? We'll show you that later, but don't worry too much. I'm going to keep it simple. These are the ones that are the funny ones. Right? You're going to practice these a little bit later in the quiz. These are slightly funny ones here. You've got, for example, the N with a funny thing coming down there. Looks a bit like a G or an elephant's nose or something like that. Elephant's trunk. Rang. You get that sound. think you get the same kind of sound in Japanese as well. And then you get thigh, right? You don't get that sound. The phonology of Japanese doesn't have that sound, right? It's quite easy to make, though. Just stick your tongue between your teeth. Thigh. Thigh. You can do that at home. Practice. It's fun. Thigh. Okay? And of course, if you go like thigh, there's quite a bit of air coming out there. Right? Anyway, then, right? So you get the. You get thigh, and then you notice there's quite a lot more air in thigh than in then. Right? You got this long S. Long S is a sh sound, and then this funny like 3 with a long taily bit at the bottom is vision, and then the T with the sh is cheap, and then you get the D with a j. Oh, what happened then? Get the D, j. That's jive. J. Okay. So you practice those later. You know them already, of course. So rang, rang. You rang. I rang my friend. Rang. Okay, so you get this this A and the E together give you this kind of wide You go like, make an sound, but you go all right, rang. And then you go thigh. I know this is annoying, by the way. Thigh and then. Okay, you're going to practice these a little bit later. Got quite an extensive quiz today, so I'll try and finish a little bit early to give you a chance to play with that. Shy is like that. See if you can figure out how to do these now. Vision, see if you can figure out in your head how to write that. I'll give you a little bit of time just to play with that a little bit. It's going to look like something like that. Vision. Okay. Don't forget the it, the capital, the big. It's like a little capital I. A little sort of capital I there. Vit, as in ship, not sheep. Okay. So that's vision. And then you get this funny little one here, vision. It's like you can't really hear it. It's very, very small. Vision. It's not vision. No, you don't do that, right? It's vision. You can hardly hear it. Vision. And then the stress is on the first syllable. There's 2 syllables, right? There's syllable marking there. There's a new syllable. You don't really have to do this, but just show you. So vision. Okay, so the stress is on the first part. Vision. That's where the stress is. So that's all it indicates. It's easy, right? Vision. That's kind of weird, right? And then if you stress the same, vision, you don't get that. You've got cheap. Okay, cheap. It's in sheep. Right, that is actually sheep. And then cheap. Right, this is lengthened cheap. Okay, there's only 1 syllable in that case. Okay, it's a cheap. And jive. Jive. Okay, then. And then you got a few sort of variants, right, we could say, right? Sometimes you can write it one way, you can write it another way. So, for example, the upside down R for rai is possible, but you can just do an ordinary R, it doesn't matter. Okay, the ordinary R is okay. If you want, you can do it upside down, but it doesn't matter, who cares? And also, we've seen, I think, a couple of times the J. This looks like a J, but it's yeah in yes, right? If you want, you can just use an ordinary Y. Who cares? It doesn't really make any difference. And capital, or sort of rather an F in far, you can write it like this, right? Like this funny Latin-y looking symbol, right? If you want to write it like that, you can, right? But if you want, you can just use an ordinary F. Doesn't make any difference. We're not going to worry about that. So those are variants. You can do it one way or the other. Okay, anyway, that's basically the Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary style. Yeah. Like that, rye. This, you can get the idea here. Yes. Well, have you going to write yes? Well, it's kind of simple. You can make it with the J. If you want to use an S, use a Y. It doesn't matter. It's not important. It's completely up to you. Okay. Far. How'd you write far? Well, you can do that, right? If you want, you can use that funny other way of doing it. So shall I take a chance? I'm feeling sort of strangely confident. I'm going to try it. I can't do it anyway, can I? Let's have a look. So if you want, you can write it like this. Just an ordinary A of some kind. Doesn't make any difference. Like ordinary A. Oops, it's not very good A, is it? Never mind, you get the idea. That's an A, right? And then like that. Oops. Far. Okay. And then we put it inside these funny marks. Right, so you can do that if you want, right? Or it doesn't really matter. Okay, ordinary F is just as good. Oh. Why would it do that to me? Okay, I don't know. Very strange. It just doesn't want to help me. It just doesn't want to do it. What is that? Don't get it. Don't get it. Okay, well, there you go. Okay. Oh, got it, managed it. Okay, that was interesting. Yes. So there's one important distinction. As I said, the sheep, that's a long, ordinary little I, right? A little I gives you E as in sheep. E as in sheep. E like that, right? So that's sheep. E, sheep. And then the little capital I gives it ship. So you notice sheep and ship. Sheep and ship. Okay. Ship and sheep. Right, that's what it is. That's how you do it. Okay, so that's straightforward. No problem with that. Hate. Yeah, it's kind of like Japanese, right? One question you might ask if you got the a, I, u, e, or I in Japanese, is it closer to the I in sheep or is it closer to the I in ship? Probably going to be differences between, dialects. Depends where you are in Japan, or maybe individuals have variation. These things vary, right? So, have to think about that. Then you got hate, like that. Head, very, very easy. Head, same thing. So head is going to be written like that. Yes, you knew that. All right, it's easy, right? You're going to practice these a little bit later. Had, Notice the car is like but this is a different which you don't really get in standard Japanese anyway. I don't think. Maybe some dialects have something closer to this. Had. I had a hard time. I had a hard time. Right? So you say something like that. Okay, so it looks like the sounds like that. Had. Okay, and then you've got hard. I had a hard time. I had a hard time. Notice the difference there. Hard. hard, hard. Okay, that's going to be the UK pronunciation. How about the American pronunciation? It's going to be kind of like that. Hard, hard, hard. Notice that you have to have the first. It's quite a long and then it goes to So the US pronunciation is hard, hard. It's very hard. All right, it's a bit exaggerated, right? But you have to have that sound. You can't say heard time. That's terrible, right? People don't know what you're doing. You think you're mad. I had a heard time. You can't say that. Don't do that, right? Some people do. Don't do it. It sounds bad. Hard. Okay, that's okay. British pronunciation, UK pronunciation, hard, hard, hard. It's completely flat, right? Hard. It's exactly the same, isn't it? Why would you want to mess around with American pronunciation? It's more difficult. Yeah, hard. You don't have that sound in Japanese. Yeah, you don't have that sound in Japanese. So why do you want to do that American way? I don't know why you don't want to do that. Yeah, hard, hard. You don't have the sound in you don't have the sound in Japanese. So why do you want to do the American way? That's stupid, if you ask me, right? And particularly, why do you want to teach your kids, right? Why do you want to teach kids difficult stuff, right? It's crazy, if you ask me. British pronunciation, easy. Hard. That's my car, right? You can say my car is over there. It doesn't make no problem. No problem with that. You don't need the if you don't want to. It's simple. Anyway, British pronunciation is easier. I think you should go with that. I don't think you should teach kids the most difficult way. That doesn't make sense to me. See what you think. Anyway, then you've got things like hot, hot, hot. Hot is like, it's a backward A here, right? But it's really an flat sound, right? So it's like It's not really It's not that, right? It's more like flat hot. All right, so I'm very hot, 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 hot. Oh, it's hot. I'm feeling hot. I want a hot dog, things like that, right? Whereas is very round. You can't hear much difference anyway, right? But if you see that backward A, it's an like a flat, not very round, right? Not very round sound. Okay, hot. I'm hot, right? So the UK pronunciation, I'm feeling very hot. I'm hot at the moment. Feeling very hot at the moment. A backward A is a kind of flat sound. And then the US pronunciation is kind of lengthened heart, right? And it's kind of more like an right? Heart, I'm hot. I'm really hot, right? So that's much more like an sound in the US pronunciation. Again, I think the US situation is much more complicated. Yeah, creates problems. So, for example, if you've got something like I'm wearing or I'm not wearing a hat, right? I'm not wearing a hat, right? And then if you say hot, right? And if you tell kids, the American pronunciation is like an e-u-a, or right? And then kids go, I'm hot, right? What is it? Your hat? What are you saying, right? Whereas if you just say I'm hot, there's no problem, right? I'm hot. I mean, everybody's going to understand that. Yeah. Maybe you don't like it. You know, I'm hot. I'm very hot. I mean, everybody, at least everybody understands it, right? And the British pronunciation, British pronunciation of hot, I'm hot. I'm hot. That's just almost the same. It's very, very slightly different. It's just a little bit, you know, hot, all right? I mean, a lot of Japanese people, right? A lot of Japanese dialects probably have that anyway. There's probably no difference, right? So anyway, I said go with the easy one, right? Go with the easy one. Why complicate things? Keep it simple. That's what I think. I'm going to ask you that in the test probably. You know, what do you think about ways to teach kids? I mean, teaching kids in elementary school, right? Teaching kids in English in elementary school. Why do you want to teach them difficult stuff? Don't teach them difficult stuff. Keep it simple. That's what I think. Anyway, just my opinion. It's up to you. I better go out. What have I done? Okay, let's have a look. Where are we? I've forgotten where I am now. Oh, here. Okay, welcome. And now what? Now I can't even get out. Okay, I better go back out again. Don't know what that is. Anyway, okay, right. Welcome. Let's keep going. Where am I? Okay, here. Okay. And then you've got things like store, right? And a store is a slightly more rounded. Okay. Now these O sounds are kind of stupid, actually, if you ask me. But oops. The idea is this backwards C or an O, which doesn't have the left bit here, right, is a bit rounder. So I'm hot or store, the store. I'm going to the store. So if you say I'm hot, or I'm going to the store, right? The O sound in store is a bit rounder. It's a bit rounder, right? So I'm hot, it's a backward A. I'm going to the store is like the backward C, right? And the backward C is a bit rounder. I'm hot. I'm going to the store. You see the shape of the mouth is slightly different. Does it matter? Who cares? No, not really. I'm hot or I'm going to the store, right? That sort of thing. And then the UK pronunciation is store, right? So it's a bit rounder. You can see I store, the store. I'm hot. I'm going to the store. We actually don't actually say store very much in the UK. But anyway, store. The store is over there. The store is over there. You can hear that R sound in the UK. And then in US, store. Okay, that's the store. Yeah, so you can always hear that R sound. It's pretty much the same. Okay, and then you've got dog. Dog is very flat. Dog. Oh, that's my dog. See, it's not very round, right? See my mouth? Isn't this better? And it's better online. Dog, right? Dog. Oh, that's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog, right? So you keep it kind of rather flat. Doesn't matter, of course. Dog. If you want to say dog, my dog, right? Doesn't make any difference really. But that's what we do, right? And that's what this backward A is. It's a kind of very flat sound. Dog. Okay, that sort of thing. So dog in the UK. Oh, my dog. That's my dog. Right? And in the US, it's much more like an dog, right? Dog. And again, I think if you copy this, it creates huge problems, right? Huge problems for students. My dog, right? That's my dog, right? I mean, people will understand you, right? It's basically an sound. And if you stick with those, all of them, it doesn't make any difference really. Whereas if you go for sound in dog, or the sound in hot, people are not going to understand you, right? So that's a serious problem. So again, I would say follow the British pronunciation. Don't worry too much about the sounds, and you'll be okay. Okay. Then you've got something like this, a little bit different. Foot, kind of very close to that. Foot, possibly a little bit different. Foot, foot. My foot, but pretty close, right? So foot is going to be like that. If you want to write it F the other way, that funny way of doing it, that funny round thing with a line through it, you can, but it doesn't matter. Okay. And then you've got words like this. Code, code, code. Now, standard UK pronunciation, right, is a bit funny. You get this upside down E, which is a. Oops. A, a, upside down E, and code. So it's code, code, code. What's the code? What's the telephone code, right? If you make it like this over here, that's a bit rounder. So you've got, you've got code, code. Then you've got a bit rounder, code, code. That's okay, no problem with that. Or you've got code, 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 code. Do you hear the difference? Not much difference, really. Code, code. That's standard British code. Oh, the code. Oh, this code is so long, right? Code. And then you've got code, code, bit rounder, right? Oh, it's like a not completely round, O. And then you've got the very round O, code, 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 right? And so what's the difference then? You got like, so UK is like that, code, code. People speak like that. It sounds stupid, doesn't it? Code, 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 right? That's the UK pronunciation. And then the US pronunciation, again, not everybody does this, but some people do, admittedly, right? It's a very round, code, code, code. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more likely, right? US pronunciation does have a more rounded O in these phonological contexts, right? So I think it's probably true. Not too bad. Code. So UK is code, US code, right? It's no problem, is it? Do you have to worry too much about that? Not really, but at least you'll be able to read it. So these O sounds a little bit complicated. It's a question of roundness. Okay. Then you've got have. You know how to write that? Try that in your head. Have. Yes. It's kind of strong stress. I have it. Right? And then if you've got like a week, I have forgotten everything I learned. I have forgotten everything I learned. I have. It's weak, no stress, right? So you got the stress on have. I have been to that store many times. I have been to that store many times. See, I have been to that store many times. Have. I've gone mad. I've gone crazy. Okay, can't stop. Have. I have to do it. I have to do it. I have been to that store many times. I have. Notice the difference, right? Anyway, that's how you write it. Have, right? Is this shows my feelings? I notice. Have, you get that kind of A and an E together, right? Weird looking thing. And the have, that's in like an upside down E. Okay, trying to remember that. It gets a little bit complicated with these funny vowel sounds. And there are more vowel sounds in English than there are in Japanese. I think we can say that. Okay, what about that? Look at that word. How do you say that? Well, you say it cued, or cued. So how would you write that? It's going to be something like that. Notice it's the Y, so the J, sorry, for the Y sound, cued. If you want to use a Y, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Right? Cued. Long ooh, cued. Okay. That's all right then. Never. How do you write never? Never. How do you write that one down? IPA. Have a think. It's going to be something like that. Never. Stress is on the first syllable. Nev. and then Have you been to that store? No, never. I've never even seen it. I've never even seen it. You can hear the R before a vowel sound. Okay. US, never. So they go straight to that sound. Never. I'm never going to that store. I am never going to that store. All right. Anyway, get the idea, right? So it's a funny backward E with like a little R bit stuck to it. Never. It's difficult. I don't think you should teach people that. And if you say never, I have never go. Okay, that's no problem as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, it's easier. Go with the easy way, right? Go with the easy way. Teach the easy way. That's my suggestion. Okay, got something like that. What's that? Can you think how to say that? I'll finish this a bit early if I can. Running out of time. How do you say that? It's upper, 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 right? So the this is a funny one, right? This upside down V, right? Upside down V is So you got right? Upper, same sound really, right? So the upside, this is a stupid thing if you ask me, but they do this. The upside down V, okay, the upside down V and the upside down E are the same. Stupid, right? Right? They're the same sound, right? Upper, upper. There's no difference, right? If you can hear a difference, then you're better than me because I can't hear any difference. Upper, upper, right? They're the same sound. The upside down V and the upside down E are the same sound. There is no difference. The only difference is stress. Upper, 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 right? So the stress is on the first syllable, right? The stress is on the first syllable. And then when this sound is stressed, you write it with an upside down V. And when it's not stressed, you write it with an upside down E. Why? I don't know. It's stupid, but that's how they do it, right? For some reason, that's how they do it. It's just to make people confused. But anyway, don't think about it too much, right? It's just a fact, right? It's the same sound. Trust me, right? I mean, somebody's going to say, oh, no, it's slightly different. Okay, maybe, but not really, is it? Right? It's the same sound. Upper, upper, upper. Can you hear a difference? I can't hear any difference there. It's exactly the same, right? Why do it? And then it's stressed in the first syllable, up, up, upper, right? Upper. And then the second syllable, it's not stressed. So when it's stressed, it's upside down V. When it's unstressed, when it's not stressed, it's upside down E. Sorry about that. It's a little bit complicated. But anyway, never mind. Just remember it. And then in the US, it's going to be upper, upper, upper. So this is actually different. That's just an sound. Upper, upper, upper. Okay, so upper, upper in the UK, upper, upper in the US. Which is easiest? Personally, I think UK. Upper, upper if you want, right? It's kind of closer. Anyway, what about this one? This may cause a few problems. And remember, there's differences in pronunciation in the UK and the US. So how do you say that? Well, UK standard pronunciation is load, load, load. It's ood, load, load, load. Oop, what's gone there? Load, load, right? That's standard UK. People down in London speak like that. I have loads of them. Load. It's a load. That's a load of rubbish. A load of nonsense. A load of nonsense. Right? So they speak like that. Whereas in the US, standard US is going to be rounder. Load. Right? So it's quite different, actually. I think it's kind of true, right? It's kind of true that US in these kind of contexts has a round or round, or maybe that's exaggerated, but much rounder than the UK, right? So it's load. Sorry. You know, it depends, right? It depends where you are. It depends who you're speaking to. But generally speaking, I think it's true that US, the Americans, have a roundup in these situations. In the UK, it's load. It's not even really an o sound. It's like upper, right? That kind of thing. Load. Okay, let's take it on. That confuses things as well, right? But anyway, you got slightly less round, right? So, for example, if you go from the standard US load, which is very round, and then make it a little bit less round to load, right? Like that, which would be like that. People speak like that, probably. Yeah, probably do, right? So, if, in other words, if you go load in Japanese, you you and then go load, right? It's no problem, is it? It's basically no problem. Yeah. Anyway, those are the differences. Load or load, and then slightly less round or load. That's all, right? Don't worry too much about it. Okay. Then you've got this, a word like this. How do you write that? Can you remember? You got the how do you do the sound? Bird, like that. Like a funny 3 or a backward. It's like a backward E, isn't it? A 3 or a backward E. Now, this is actually probably the most difficult or interesting aspect of pronunciation when you're thinking about English, teaching English to Japanese children, for example. This sound does sometimes cause problems, right? And teaching people how to say it is really difficult, right? To come out of this way, that how do you make that sound, right? And lots of people find it very difficult, right? How do you teach that? Incredibly complicated, right? How do you make that sound, right? Bird. And that can cause problems in comprehension, right? So if you say bardo, right? People go, hey, right? Or if you say, for example, we are the wardo, right? War, right? World, right? We are the wardo, and you go, what, right? So some people would find it difficult to understand you if you don't make this pronunciation clear. Most of the others, right? I don't think it's a problem. Yeah, but this one may be a problem. Bird. And think about how to teach people to make that sound, right? How do you teach people to make that sound? That is very, very difficult. It's complicated. Think about it. How do you teach people to make that sound? Really hard. Anyway, that's the sound. And then in the US, it's bird. Okay, so that's all there is to it. You've got learn. And again, if you say rano, right, in sort of with a kind of katakana pronunciation, a lot of people might not understand what you're saying. I'm going to run it, right? You go, what? So, this particular sound can cause problems. learn, 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 learn in the US, learn, learn, learn. You go straight to the sound. Okay, in this context. What's that? What's that? Have a look at that. What is it? It's stern, stern or stern, stern. Yeah. What about that one? What's that one? Do that in your head. That's burn, 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 burn. You can hear the difference, I think. Burn, 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 burn. Right? In American pronunciation, you go directly to the sound. And you don't get that at all in British pronunciation, usually. Okay, then. This one, car, car. Kaki could called car. Isn't it exactly the same? Car. My car is over there. My car is over there. My car. That's my car. 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 US. Right? Notice, please, it's car. Car. Right? You've got to have that sound. You must have that sound. It's not cur. Cur is no good. Don't do that. It's terrible. Nobody has any idea what you're saying. And I've had conversations with Japanese students saying, I don't have a cur, right? I don't have a cur. I go, what? Don't have a cur? What's that? Hang on. It's probably easy to do that. Okay. What am I doing? I forgot where I am. Okay, here we are. I'm back in here. Okay. I don't have a cur. Don't say that, right? It's weird. Car is okay. But again, UK pronunciation is easy, man. It's why don't you just do it? Follow UK. Do the easy way. I'm not saying follow UK. I'm saying do it the easy way. Whatever's easy for you, just do that. I mean, sometimes American pronunciation is easier. Right? Okay, do that. Right? No problem with that. I just don't see the point of doing the difficult way. It doesn't make sense. Ugh. Okay. In my hometown dialect, we say car. Car. My car is over there. Well, that's my hometown dialect. I'm from South Wales in the UK. We speak in a very funny way. And we say car, right? That's how I grew up saying, my car is over there. It's my car. My car is over there. Right? That's how we say it. My car is in the car park, right? We speak like that, right? If I go home, I start speaking like this. My car's in the car park, right? My car's in the car park. My car's in the car park. You can see that, right? But anyway, that's dialect. That's a strange dialect, okay? I says, my car is in the car park. My car is in the car park. Maybe that's easier for Japanese speakers. That's a standard British pronunciation. If you say, my car is in the car park, it's no problem. If you say, my car is in the car park, it's no problem. It doesn't make a difference. Okay. My car's in the car park. Okay. My car's in the car park. Right? All right. Oh, yeah. If you have stress, right? Stress could change, right? For example, my car's in the car park, right? My car's in the car park. Notice the stress. My car is in the car park, right? Or you could say, my car's in the car park. My car's in the car park. My car's in the car park. My car, not somebody else's, right? So my car's in the car park. So stress. It'll be in the quiz later. Okay. Get a piece of paper now. All right, get a piece of paper now. I'm running out of time. Okay. See if you can just write these down. Okay. Try writing them down in the IPA. You can do a little quiz later as well. Okay, see if you can remember. Okay, let's try this one now. Okay, ready? Ready? Write this one down then. Write that. Write that down in IPA. Give yourself a little bit of a test, and it should look something like that. Yeah? Okay, good. Sheep, sheep. And remember, it's the little I, not the little capital I, ordinary I. Okay, ship. Write that one down. Write that one down. Write it down, write it down, write it down. It's going to be something like that, right? So it's the kind of little capital I. Don't worry about these funny little things, the either side. I mean, it doesn't matter about that. But that's how they do it, to show that it's a transcription, phonetic transcription. Don't worry. What about that one? Write that one down. You can remember the j, 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 j. Okay, it's going to be something like that. Jumping jive. Jumping jive. Okay, I mean, we're not worrying about stress and things like that for the moment. Okay, something like that. Okay, just focused on the sounds. Jumping jive. Jumping, right? So notice the jumping. The stress is there, right? Jumping. Okay. Jumping jive. Jumping jive. Stress on the first syllable. Jumping. Okay, what about this one? Jumping jive. There you are. With the stress markers. Jumping. Jump. Jump. There's this first syllable. Jump. Right? Stress is on that. So it's the upside down. V. Jumping. Ing. Jive. Jive. Okay. That's that. What about that? Check it out. Write that one down. Check it out. 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 Try writing it down. Okay. It's a number of possibilities here. You could do it like that. Check it out. Check it out. As a UK. Check it out. Oh, check it out. Can you check it out, please? Check it out. Right? Check it out. Check it out with the stress and the syllable markers. Doesn't matter about that really, but you know, something like that. In the case of hello. In the case of, hang on, I've gone around. Okay. In the case of American, you might go check it out, or the funny T with a little thing underneath it. So softened. Check it out. Okay. So, okay. What about that? Write that one down. Propaganda. 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 It's going to be something like that. Propaganda. Prop. Backward A. It's like a flat O sound. A, I, U, E, O, 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 O. So you go A, I, U, E, O, 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 make it very round. O, 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 O. Propaganda. 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 Okay. So propaganda, the stress is on the first syllable, prop, and the is unstressed, so it's an upside down E, proper, propaganda, ganda, ganda, unstressed again, upside down E. Why is it doing that? American is going to be more like propaganda. Why is it doing that? Propaganda. Okay. What about this one? Illustration. Write that one down. Illustration. It's going to be something like that. It's one possibility. Illustration. Right? In this case, there's unstressed. Illustration. Some people say illustration, but that's different. Illustration. Illustration. Something like that. What about this one? Priority. UK pronunciation. Priority. Priority. That's my priority. Okay, check that one out. It's going to be something like that. Priority. Priority is kind of flat sound. Priority. 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 Something like that. And then you've got priority. 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 So the T is softened in the US pronunciation. Okay, this is a bit complicated. There's variants here. Don't know how you'd say it. I'd say basket. All right. But some people say basket. 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 That's kind of standard. Okay, try again. Okay, having a few problems coming in here. Okay, I'm recording this, so you'll be able to watch it later anyway. Be no problem. Okay, where are we? Yeah, basket, right? Basket would be standard. I say basket, 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 or basket, right? Waiter. I say waiter, waiter, waiter. It's going to be like that. Waiter, waiter. Stress is on the first syllable. Ta, waiter. Ta, is not stressed. The waiter is over there. In US, in American, it's going to be the same thing for the way, and then the second syllable is waiter, 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 waiter. That's kind of very soft T, becoming a D basically. Waiter. It's a D as far as I can see. Right? I can't tell the difference. Waiter, waiter. So you notice the difference. Waiter, waiter in the UK. Waiter. Excuse me, waiter. Oh, the waiter is over there. You hear the a little bit at the end. In US pronunciation, waiter, waiter, der. It's very different. Okay. What about this word? Bit of a difficult word. Imbecile. Imbecile. I would say imbecile. It's like this. Imbecile. 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 This Trump guy's an imbecile. And then that's UK, imbecile. And US is a little bit different, imbecile, imbecile. So UK would say imbecile, 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 not stressed actually there. Imbecile, stress on the first syllable. Imbecile, imbecile in the US. Okay, so had, hard, hard, hot, 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 heart, heart, heart. You notice the difference, right? The backward A and the ordinary A, hot, is really an O sound, O sound, but not very round. Hot. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's really hot. And then US is like hot. It's hot. It's really kind of like an R sound. So, complicated for Japanese, I would say. Anyway, right, store is a bit rounder. So if you look at, for example, hot, oops, what's happened there? Hot, 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 hot. See that hot, hot there? Right? Not very round, hot. And then you've got store, or a bit rounder, or hot, store. So hot store. That store is very hot. That store is very hot. Okay? It's a bit different. That's the way people speak. So it's roundness. Store, the O is a bit rounder. Store. And then finally you've got, dog. Dog is not round at all. So dog. Oh, my dog. Dog. My dog went to the store. Okay. Hang on. Oh. Right. Okay. Right. My dog went to the store. You notice the difference. Dog. My dog went to the store. Store. It's a bit rounder, right? Okay. Okay. Dog. Dog in the UK. Dog in the US. It's much more closer to or Okay. Foot. Code. Those variants. Code. 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 Right? It's a difference of roundness. Is not round. It's not really an o. It's between o and a and e. It's like in the middle. And then a code is a bit rounder. And then round, very round indeed. Store. Doesn't matter very much, but that's what it is. Code in the UK, code in the US. Maybe. Okay, then. Well, I think I'm going to stop there, guys. Give you a little bit of time. Sorry, it's a bit late. I've gone on longer than I expected. So I'm going to give you a break there now, actually, and ask you to go to the web class at some point today, and I'm going to put up a quiz to test your knowledge of IPA, and then that's probably going to be the last bit we do on phonetics and sound systems. Okay, then, guys. So, any questions? Any questions? Any comments? Any comments? No. Well, I mean, if you want to ask me questions, you can ask me questions on web class or whatever. Go into the chat or something like that. It's up to you. Send me a message if you want. Otherwise, should be all right. So, if there's no problems, give me a reaction. Give me a reaction if there's no problems. Oh, okay. Right, we're okay. Yes, we're okay. I think we're okay. Okay, seem to be okay. Right. So in that case, then, guys, go to web class. I haven't got it up yet, but I will put that up today. There's going to be a quiz testing your ability to recognize sounds using IPA. Right? So you're going to be able to have a little practice with that. So I'll try and give you a bit of time to do that sometime. But it's not up yet. It'll take me about half an hour, 30 minutes to put that up. So, okay then, guys. So I'm going to stop there. Unless I see some reaction or somebody says something, I'm going to close this down. Going to finish there. Thanks for coming. See you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.